Hi everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and I'm here today to show you these two little cute boxes that I just made, and I think they are adorable. I'm going to show you this one because this one you can probably see a little bit better, but look at the bow on there, and look at those beautiful polka dots. And as I turn it sideways, you can see that it's has some dimension to this box. And I just love this bow. I think this bow makes the box. It's just so cute. I also have this one, and there's also polka dots. I don't know if you can see that. They're a little bit smaller than the previous print. But this box here is made with the Garden Green cardstock, Whisper White cardstock, and this is the Flower Pot Designer Series paper. Both of these come in that package of Designer Series papers. And then this also has a cute little sentiment that says, "For you." And I just think this is so adorable. Here's this one again. This is made of the Daffodil Delight, Whisper White cardstock, and these two papers are the Sweet Taffy Designer Series paper. And as you can see, that's got some bigger dots. And it also says, "For you." Now, I'm also going to do one today, but it says HB to you, which means happy birthday to you. And I already previously made this little one because I didn't want this video to go too far into it and be too long for you. So I went ahead and made this already, but I will show you how I did it. So anyways, these are the two boxes that I made, and I want to go ahead and get started and show you how to make this box. And we will be making this bow with the envelope punch board. And that envelope punch board is amazing. You can make envelopes, you can make bows, boxes, anything that you can actually think up to come up with. I'm still working on things I can use that little envelope punch board with, but so far, this is it. So let's go ahead and get started, and we can show you, or I can show you how to make this. So today, we are using a 5.5 by 5.5 inch cardstock, and this is the Blushing Bride. We will also have, this is a 4 9/16 by 4 9/16 of Whisper White cardstock. Now, if anybody doesn't know what 4 9/16 is, which is kind of a little bit weird of an odd little measurement, it is the one tick after the 4.5 inch mark. So you'll be able to know where that little tick mark is now. And this is Whisper White. We will also be using, from the Flower Pot Designer Series paper, this little beautiful pattern of paper. I just love it. This is a 2 7/16 by 2 17/16, 2 7/16, so it's square, of Designer Series paper. This is the Flower Pot. Okay, I will also be making, like I said, the bow with you with my envelope punch board, and for that we will need a 1 by 6 inch piece of Designer Series paper. This is also, excuse me, this flew out of my hand. This is also from the Flower Pot Designer Series paper. And we will also need a 1 by 3.5 inch piece of Designer Series paper. And then we will need this little bitty one, which is really kind of tiny. This is a 1/8. And I'm sorry, a 1/4. Correction, 1/4 by 1 1/8 Designer Series paper, and that will be wrapped in the center of our bow, and that's why it's so small. So, anyways, let me put these aside and let's get started on this box. I'm excited to show it to you. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and we will start with the 5.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. And remember, this is the Blushing Bride. And what we want to do is we want to do some score lines, and make sure you have the scoring mark instead of the cutting mark. I have done this before and made a boo-boo when I went to score, and I actually cut. So make sure that's out of your way. So we want to score 1 1/2 on all 4 sides. So let's go ahead and do that. So place at the 1.5 inch mark, and we are going to score. Turn it around, do it the 1.5 inch mark again. Okay. And this is all 4 sides we will do this on. Last one. Okay, so there is our, hopefully you can see my little marks there. There you go. Okay, so now we will take the Whisper White sheet of paper. Now this Blushing Bride is going to be the bottom of your box. This will be the top. This is the 4 9/16 inch piece, and we want to go ahead and score on all 4 sides once again, just like we did the bottom, but at the 1 inch mark. So let's go ahead and get this to the 1 inch mark, and we'll go ahead and score, and we will do this on all 4 sides. Okay, we have one more. Okay, so this will be all that we need for our paper trimmer. So now we have these 2 pieces. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start with this Blushing Bride piece. And if I can come up and show you, there is a corner right here. And there will be a corner, there's another one, on all 4 sides. We want to cut up from here to this score mark here, and we want to notch out on both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. So on all 4 sides we will cut to that score line. Don't go past the score line. And then you want to notch in. And you want to notch in on this side. And the only reason why we do this is because we want to make the box not so bulky. So we will go ahead and we will do all of our notching. Like I said, there's nothing worse than a bulky box and it doesn't fold right. So let's go ahead and do these last 2, and we'll notch in and notch in over here. It doesn't really matter how much you take out when you notch, as long as it's notched. It doesn't really matter how much. And I'll notch one more time in here, and then we will notch over in here. Okay, so let's get this stuff out of the way here. Now, before I go ahead and varnish this piece, I want to go ahead and put sticky strip, and you know how much I love sticky strip stampers. It's, for some reason, it works for me sometimes and it doesn't work for me sometimes. It's the best stuff to use when you're making boxes that you're using cardstock. Designer series paper isn't so bad. You can use your snail, but for the cardstock you want to use something strong. You can also use Tombow. I prefer the sticky strip. Yes, it fights with me. Nonetheless, you know, it's a good thing to use. And we want to put this piece of tape right near our score line. If you can see that score line. We want a piece there and a piece at the bottom. And we want to do this on all 4 pieces. So let's go ahead and do that. And I previously cut these just because I didn't want to bore you so much with having to cut piece by piece by piece. And it's okay if it got a little off like that, not a big deal. It's just as long as we have some tape on there so that it'll stick. It's okay if it's not straight. For some reason I can't seem to get it very straight today. I must be all thumbs today. So anyways, let's do the last one. Seem to do those fine. Okay, that's the last one. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and fold on your crease marks, and we will go ahead and varnish these. You always want to use a bone folder. Makes those lines crisper, makes your box a little bit crisper. You want a pretty crisp box. You don't want a kind of a lumpy box. So we want to go ahead and we want to varnish. This is just a bone folder I'm using. And that's the last one here. So what we want to do is we want, I'm going to flip this over and do it this way because the way I put my tape on, this needs to go into the inside. Okay, so basically you want to turn your paper over and you want to put your tape on it. Okay, and now we want to take this tape off, and hopefully it will be obeying me today. This one here is already giving me an issue. Like I said, sometimes this sticky tape can be a little bit of a problem. getting off, but I'm telling you, it works like a dream when you are making something like boxes and you don't want them to fall apart. So I'm going to go ahead while I have my little, I really, I'm coming to the conclusion that I'm gonna start naming this tool that I have something else, maybe, you know, my sticky strip pointer tool or something, because this is the only thing that I can use that helps me get this tape off. So anyways, look at that. Almost got it. There we go. So now it's all off. And what we want to do is we want to take these and want to put them into the inside so we have a nice box. Match up to your sides there. You want to match this up, this corner here with this corner here, like boxes do. We want a nice box. We don't want, like I said, look at that. See, it's sticking to my finger. And put this one on this side, and we'll do the last one. And the reason, like I said, the reason why we notched, and I don't know if you can see inside there, it just makes our box less lumpier. It's not so thick inside there. Okay, so there's our box. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get the white, Whisper White piece of cardstock out. And we want to go ahead and we want to do the same thing. See, these little things get everywhere. They just crack me up. This is the one we've already previously scored. And then we want to do the same thing from the end of here to that score line there. And we want to notch up exactly the same way that we just did that previous bottom of that box. Notch out. Notch this end out. Okay. And we will keep going. Doing our little bits of notching here and there. Take that little piece off. And this, I don't know if this Whisper White is coming through the way I want it to come through. Sometimes lighter papers you really can't see, and I don't know if I have a glare. There seems to be a lot of light outside today, which is a good thing. I'd rather have it light than dark. I'm not a person that likes rain. I like it sunny. I guess I'm just happy-natured like that. So once again, guess what we get to do? We get to put tape, sticky tape again on these corners, just like we did the previous box, or the bottom of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Same thing. Get the tape as close to the score lines on top here as possible. We'll add some little small pieces right here, and another small piece over here. And one piece over here, one piece over here. Hopefully I'm in frame and you can see what I am doing. Doesn't matter if it doesn't get all the way over. Like I said, this sticky strip is good and this box is not coming apart. If you try to pull it apart, it will tear. So here's our tape. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over. Okay, and this is when I want to go ahead and we want to crease. Now fold over our score lines and give them a little varnish with your bone folder, just like we did the bottom. Don't want that box not to be very crisp. We want a crisp box. And one more on this side, and one more on this side. And we are going to do the same thing. Once again, my little sticky straight pointer tool. I'm going to lift out this tape. And hopefully it will obey me. We won't have too much issues. The first time, that one bottom of the box didn't seem to be so bad. It's just sometimes this likes to fight. Okay, get those off. This one off. There we go. This one off. Trying to come off. We'll be in a little bit of a stinker. Okay, and let's do this last two here. Come on off. There you go. One more. Okay, that's not too bad. But yeah, it worked pretty good. Now if I can get the little sticky strips off of me, the little red stuff that loves to stick on you. So now what we want to do is do the same thing. Take your little tabs, fold it in, and crease up to the top. Okay, do it on all four sides. Okay, this one here. And this one here. Okay, so now we have a lid. Okay, sometimes these boxes don't always fit the best when you first go to put them on, like so. Okay, let me do it this way. Sometimes they have a mind of their own, but on the most part, you just need to keep working with these things up and down, up and down, up and down, taking them off, taking it on, put it on, taking it off, because it breaks up the fibers a little bit. And then this way your box will be much easier going on. Then what I'm trying to do right now, see, it's easier the second time around. You just have to keep working with it a little bit. So this is our box so far. And now what I want to do is I'm going to put that piece of designer series paper on top of here, and I will put that on with some snail. You don't need to use sticky strip for this part here. Use a little bit of snail. Try to center this best as possible. And I think that's good. Okay, and what we want to do, well, what I will tell you right now, this here, okay, which I absolutely love, this is About the Label stamps. I have used this in a previous project. I used this canning jar in this Yum, and it came out adorable. This seems to be one of my favorite stamp sets. I am falling in love with this, and this is from our new catalog that came out in June, and I am just thrilled with this. We also have that coordinates with that stamp set. They are called Punch Pack Little Labels, okay? And you get all different shapes, if you can see that right there. There's different shapes, and here's the other shape, which is the one we are going to use today because that matches my HB to U that is on here. Now if you can see that HB to U, that's what we're using today. And here, if you can see, is the coordinating punch. So like I said, this set is so cool. I love this set. That's all I can say. So like I told you earlier, I previously made the HB to U. Hopefully you can see that. What I did is I just took some black stays on ink and I went ahead and stamped this on a piece of Blushing Bride. And then if you notice, there's like a little bit of white edging. If you can see it, hopefully it's not getting too blurry. Okay, you can see a little bit of white around it. That is Whisper White. So what I had done is I used this little punch and I punched out my HB to U on that Blushing Bride. Then I took a piece of Whisper White and I punched another one. I cut it in half along the long ways, okay? Along the long part right here, okay? So what it did is I just went ahead and I backed it. As you can see right here, there's the white. Can you see that? And here's the pink. So I just cut it in half and backed it behind a little stamp there. And I put a little dimensional. So that's what we are going to use for this box. And I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to, as long as I have it in my hand, we're just going to peel off that little backing and I'm going to put it right here in the corner. So now we have a HB to you. I love that. Happy birthday to you. It is so adorable. Now what we're going to do is I'll put this aside and we are going to get the envelope punch board. Voila! I love this. I've told you previously. I mean, you've probably seen me use this in a couple projects before. I love this. I can't tell you how much I love this because it does amazing things. But you know, it just, I don't know why they just call it the envelope punch board, but they do. Because like I said, it makes boxes, bows, envelopes. Leave it up to your imagination what this little machine, this little piece of equipment can do. I call it a piece of equipment because it's a piece of equipment. Literally, that's the way I look at it. But anyway, we are going to take those 3 little pieces that we had cut out. Okay, and you want to take the largest piece. This is a 1x6. Okay, and you want to put this somewhere about the 3-inch mark. So that's kind of in the middle. Okay, and you want to punch. Okay, then you want to turn it over, put it at the 3-inch mark again, and punch. So now you are ended up with this little funky shape right there. Now, these ends could be a little tricky, and what I want you to do, if you can see, and I'm going to use my little pointy tool. There is a channel here. I don't know if I can get this into it. Okay, kind of this way. see how there's this little, let me come closer in here. There's these little opening right here. You want to go over to the far end of this opening, over on the side right here, and line your paper up with this piece right here. So what you will be looking at will be this. Okay, can you see that? So you want to line it up right there. That's perfect. That's where you want to line that up at. Okay? So line that up right there. I know it's kind of hard to see. And you want to give it a punch. Okay? You want to flip it over and do the exact same thing. So you will end up with this really cool little shape right there. Okay? You want to do that on both sides. Let's do that again. And then flip it over. Lined it up right, punch, and there's that little piece. Okay, so this is the kind of a shape that you're looking at right now. That's the flip side. Even the flip side is, you know, they're both beautiful. So anyways, that's that piece. Now we want to get our 1 by 3.5. If you want to, you can line this up and score right smack down the middle. I just eyeball this. It doesn't take much. You don't have to be perfect, but you want to put it in there. Okay, and you want to kind of line it up a little bit as best as you can. Try to do it in the middle. Punch. Once again, kind of eyeball it a little bit. See where you think it looks about even. And go ahead and punch. And actually, I did a pretty good job, if I must say myself. So that's that piece. Okay, so that's all we have to really do with this envelope punch board. Like I said, it's an amazing tool. And now I'm going to show you something really cool. Well, before we go, I forgot one other step. And I have a bad habit of doing this, but I forgot to make the little tails on the ends of those pieces. That piece is okay, and you can leave it like that. But I want the end of the tails to have that little bow effect. So you slide it back in there, kind of eyeball it again, think of where it's kind of center. Okay, and then give it a punch. Much more cuter. Do it again, kind of eyeball the center. And there we go. I think that's a much cuter effect. See? And sometimes I do leave them without cutting them. This time I decided to go ahead and cut that. I think it's cute. So that's another little step that you can do if you choose to do so. Now, what I want to do is we want to take this piece, just leave it alone, and this long piece that we have, I'm going to take my bone folder. And I'm just going to give it a little rough slice. See, just a little rough drag along the paper. It gives it this curly effect, which will help your bow from being much more beautiful if you have that little curly effect. So see that? Now what I want to do, make sure you have the right side of your bow that you want to use facing down. Now I'm going to take some snail. I'm going to run it kind of down the middle, because we have to place this little piece on to the middle of it. Okay, so let's do that the best we can. Okay, and then I want to take another little bit of snail. Okay, and let's do the other side. Same way. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's our bow. Now you can stick your finger in there and pop that bow up if you want. You can leave it a little bit flatter. I like it more rounded. Oops. So there we go. Now, that little bitty tiny piece that we cut out, okay, I'm going to put some snail on both sides. Just a little piece of both sides because it has to be glued in there. So what you want to do is you just basically want to wrap this. Put it in the middle, come around, and fold on one side. Okay. And then you want to take the other side and wrap it around as well. So you have this cute, and I know you really can't see, but basically you just, do you see that? All I did was just wrap that little tiny piece around the middle of the bow so it looks like it's finished off. So next you want to do is you want to take, you can put dimensionals here, you can put a piece of sticky strip. I'm just going to take snail and put some snail on the back of this. Okay, and line it up to these two grooves. Okay, to these two grooves. Line it up. So it looks pretty. And I'm going to try to do this without getting my head in the camera. Hopefully I can do it. And there we go. You just give it a push. So now we have this really cute little bow. Oh, I love these bows. I love the little thing doesn't want to stay in my hand. I love these bows. So cute. So now what we're going to do is, like I said, you can pop it up on a dimensional if you want to. I'm just going to go right back into my snail. Put a little snail on the back of this. Okay. And then I'm going to position it on my box. And I think, let's see, maybe right about here. Looks pretty good. And just stick it down. Now if you want to, you can take your box off and you can push it like that. Give it a little push. And then this way, it'll be on there pretty good. See, it's already working with me already. But that is kind of cute. I really kind of like that. That's a lot different than these that I had made. I decided not to use the polka dots. I decided to do something a little bit different. But I think it really came out cute. So these are my 3 boxes. And I just love these. I can't wait to give these to somebody. So anyways, I hope all you stampers out there have had a wonderful day today. If you would do me a really great favor for me, is please comment on the bottom of this video. Let me know what you think about this. And if you do make some, don't be afraid to send me some pictures or anything like that. I would love to hear how yours turned out. And if you want to follow me with more of my up and coming projects, if you would click on the right hand side of my blog, there is a join the site. Put in your email address and you can follow me and keep up with all my new projects. There will be a list of supplies at the bottom of this video which you can click on and it'll take you straight to the shop and you can shop from there. And then there's also a shop button that you can click on at the top of my blog and you can shop from there. So anyways, I hope all of you had a great day today. Thank you so much for taking some time out with me and let me show you these fabulous boxes. And I hope you will come back and see me again for my next project. Until then, everybody, have a great day. Bye.